Yeah, deep little barrel for Kieran, real small wave, but a deep one, and he's driving through it, and it clamps on him. Oh, wow, he snuck out of that and then fell. That was well done by Kieran just to get to the end of that. I thought he got gobbled up a lot sooner, Bernie. It was a smaller wave, but a nice little tube.
Very clean all the way to the very end there, and then, like you say, the warble got him, but saw the nose come out, so I don't know where the judges are going to go.
Were you watching from your naked eye, or were you watching the camera monitor?
I was watching from the naked eye.
And let me tell you, from the camera monitor, he was still deep in there, and the camera's looking down the throat, way down the beach and off the wall. So it was an amazing ride that he made it that far. Let's take a look exactly what the camera saw and possibly what the judges might look at a replay.
Well, this is from the angle down the wall. Down it off the wall, looking into the barrel. KP, Kieran Perot, nice little tube here. He's dragging his arm on the wall, controlling his speed. Foam just grabs him there, Bernie, and he was so close to squeaking out of that.
Did he make it or travel time?
No, travel time.
Okay.
Incomplete.
Very
close, but
very close.
They're going to score it basically as incomplete, and Dave Stanfield, that score for Kieran, reflecting that.
And that is that low tide water on the inside that caught him.
Oh, look at this. And it's big Pancho Sullivan coming in without priority. The team coming in, dragging his hand, trying to go as slow as he can to stay underneath the lip. And Pancho in and out.
Yeah, Pancho trying to control his speed there. He was actually a little bit fast and out in front of the barrel at the start of that wave. Realized it, grabbed the wall and slowed down and got a nice little cover up at the end. So a decent little start for Pancho, the very experienced surfer. He's up against our European surfer Aritz from the beautiful country of Spain. But Pancho, a nice start there. He's the veteran out here, Bernie, and let's take a look at his replay.
If you're a goofy footer, you're doing the pig dog, and you could drag your butt in the water and drag your hand. Here, it's that forearm, that right hand. In fact, we saw some surfers yesterday put both hands in the water in a couple times.
Yeah, you notice he's just out in front of the barrel. He really has to slow down. There he gets covered up a little bit, but if Pancho had that opportunity back, I think he would have slowed down a bit more.
Meaning checked his very first turn or stalled before he dropped?
Yeah, he could have grabbed the wall and really stalled, yep.
A lot of times at this location, you see surfers just drive from the top as they drop in and not do a bottom turn. But sometimes the most beautiful waves are if you can get them out the back and do that classic bottom turn, then pull up and set, and obviously get covered up and pull out and do a snap, the famous Tom Carroll snap. And that was just, a man-sized wall and a great snap, and you go, but it's pipeline, it's about the barrel. Oh, he already got the barrel. What he did was surprise the judges. How do you surprise the judges? Well, here we go, another wave right here, and Pancho's been busy.
He's taking a look at what's coming through as he's paddling back out, and since, like Mike and I were talking about, the swell is north-northwest, he's going to paddle back slowly.
Pancho Sullivan in his 18th Vans Triple Crown event. That doesn't mean he's been in all the Pipe Masters events, but he's been on the North Shore surfing the Triple Crown 18 times. Aritz Aranburu, his fourth visit into the Triple Crown series here.
Did you notice when they had both of their photos up on the screen that it looked like a boxing poster?
I think everything looks like a boxing poster today. Everybody's into cage matches.
Yeah.
JD? We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Pancho Sullivan's scores. Nothing posted right now. He's got two waves on the board up against Aritz Aranburu. And in the other heat right now, John Florence is playing a little catch-up, needs a 4.50. John Florence does not have priority. It's Kieran Perot holding priority, leading our red heat number 9. Stay with us as we continue with the Billabong Pipeline Masters live from the North Shore.
From Paniolos to pig hunters to the world's best watermen, Primo has been synonymous with good times and good folks. Fast forward to today, where Primo continues to bring good times and good people together with the release of the limited edition Primo Billabong board shorts. Like Pokey and Poi, two island icons come together to bring you a true Hawaiian original. Primo B.
Primo conditions yesterday, Primo today. Hopefully the swell will continue to pulse through those scores coming in for Sullivan. Mike Parsons, no surprise, just getting used to that little backdoor bubble.
Yeah, 4 and a 2.5 there for Pancho. A nice little start. You know, you could possibly keep that 4, but Pancho's looking for the 8s and 9s. like we mentioned, he was a little far out in front of that barrel on that first wave. The score is reflecting that, and the second one really just a backup score. So Pancho getting his feet into his wax, feeling comfortable, but no real quality scores on the board yet, but putting a little bit of pressure on Aritz.
And maybe just checking out the speed of the waves and the volume and what's going on with the waves on the inside.
I would imagine Pancho's looking for an 8 for a backup.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he does out here.
Yeah, that's what he does out here.
He's looking for an 8 as a backup. Bernie Baker, would you please leave the booth?
Thank you. I've been gone for days.
Yeah.
Days.
Kieran Perot holding priority right now. The head judge up there has deemed red with white sleeves with priority. He has the lead, an 8.33 and a 2.33 for John Florence, a 6.17 and a 1.67. And in the mix they are. You can't get an interference out there. We haven't seen any. We have seen surfers in the same heat, ride the same wave, same direction, but lucky for them, the surfer that had priority was out in front. So the surfer behind that was committed to the drop, took the drop, and did not get deducted at all. But we saw several of those. I believe a total of 3 yesterday where surfers were on the same wave. And the no score.
Well, it's a tight lineup. The takeoff is obviously very steep, and sometimes when you're committed, you can't pull back, and that's going to happen from time to time at Pipe. And we saw a few cases, as you mentioned, Dave, yesterday. Pancho taking a peek there, deciding not to go. The sun's popped out here. The wind's pretty dead, huh, Bernie? It's pretty nice, glassy conditions at the moment.
It's great right now, but it also makes me think what's coming. So we're sort of watching the clouds and watching the drift, and can feel a little bit of a sea breeze right now, just starting.
Out the back, John Florence looking at a pipe wave right here, and then backs off. Now the second wave might have opportunity as well. Yeah, where the judges sit and look straight out, it's off to their left just a bit, deep into the lineup, and it is our surfer Blue and Black. Blue and Black is the Aritz Aranburu.
Well, Aritz there going the traditional pipe left there. Wave just clamps on him. He's trying to get started. Pancho has a couple waves under his belt, but Aritz, unfortunately, that wave just pinched a little bit of the northerly direction there and a little too small at the end to stay open.
Well, here we go. One more little opportunity here, and it looks like possibly John Florence looking at this. No, not interested. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the completion of heat number 9, 12 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in that. And it's Kieran Perot just edging out John Florence right now. John looking for a 4.50 without priority. Stay with us. The Billabong Pipeline Masters continues from the North Shore. Rockstar Reef McIntosh. Where's Reef? What happened?
Who else is missing?
Yeah. MIA.
We don't really know how many guys really are MIA right now until the end of this round, do we?
You're right. We're going to have to just call them up, and if the beach marshal doesn't find them, they're going to start passing off jerseys.
Someone told me that you knew one of the flight attendants on that plane last night.
Yeah, he's a cute kid. I don't know, Bernie. What are you talking about? Bernie on the inside looking at this, and options here, but it better be pipe. No, it's going to be backdoor, and it's our surfer red and white, Kieran Perot, with priority. And KP has found a little screamer.
Well, KP's putting together an incredible heat here. That was so smart. Waited for about 15, 20 minutes for that wave, used his priority, and that's going to be a really big score. Long, deep tube ride. Surf not quite as big as yesterday. I'm sure the judges will take that into consideration, but it's all about the barrel here, and he was really deep in that one, you guys. It's going to be an excellent score.
Yeah.
And he looked left, went right. He had the option. Obviously, the right turned out to be a bit better score. Right now, priority going to John Florence with 10 minutes and 10 seconds remaining.
Kieran Perot here. He grabs the wall. He's checking his speed, pumping through this real deep in the barrel, 2 sections over him, and he's out clean. Judges love it, Bernie, when you exit clean, and I'm sure the scores will reflect. He's going to be in a big lead here, and now John counters.
John waits for this wave and takes a high line, and he was dragging his hands in the barrel as well, and then a little snap off the top, and John's playing with it. And the one thing about conditions today, they can paddle right back out. A lot of times yesterday we were seeing surfers have to do the go with the current and come out through the sandbar area, but John's going to just bust one or two little duck dives, and he'll be in the lineup.
Score-wise, I'd say that Kieran got tubed twice on that wave versus John single.
Yeah, definitely a little bit deeper for Kieran, but God, you got to be impressed with the talent of John Florence. Nice tube, right? A beautiful snap, and he does a little air on the inside like a regular little floater. So
keep in mind, he can probably hide in a smaller tube than Kieran can too.
Yeah, here he is. Beautiful style there. He gets nice and he's slotted in that little peak, and this was a great little snap from John. Really carves it on a rail, a lot of power. And then he busts a little clacker air here, lands it clean. Just very comfortable out here at Pipe, surfs out here every day. It's going to be a decent score for John. I would think he'd still be behind needing to score, but he's putting up a great fight. It's a really competitive heat. And John Florence surfing fantastic.
John Florence, his incentive is to continue surfing. If not, if he's eliminated from a heat, he has to go do homework since he's 16 years old. So he doesn't want to go to school. So he'll stay out in the lineup as long as possible. He defeated Jay Thompson yesterday, a score of 19.70 to 14.40, and put on quite a show. Here we go, a quick paddle here. Our surfer in blue and black is Aritz Aranburu, and he goes for the cover-up. Ooh, pretty high there. I thought he was going to get his head taken off.
Yeah. These guys are dragging their hands, trying to stay as far back as possible.
They're throwing out the anchor, Bernie.
Yeah.
We're going to take a look at maybe some highlight waves. Now, remember, Kieran Perot opened up with an 8.33. Mike, you seem to like that one. That was a solid score first thing in the morning.
Yeah, let's take a look at it right here. This is Kieran's early ride. Look at this big, beautiful wall. He grabs the wall a little bit on the takeoff, but look at how big and clean that barrel was. Gets spit out. That was the 8.33. He kicked out right in front of John to maintain the inside. That was before their priority heat. So we're still waiting on Kieran Perot's last score, but he's going to be in a great position because he already had an 8.33 as we just saw there to start. And he's just really comfortable on this wave. You get the feeling with Kieran Perot he's not going to make a mistake.
Watch out, Pancho Sullivan in motion right now down to the far end, and Pancho sitting just right off the impact zone and furthest to the left side of the contest zone, close as you can to off the wall. But no, John Florence in position here, doesn't even want it. Kind of pretty cash about it. But without priority, and it's Kieran Perot again with priority.
Well, he's trying to better a pretty big score. Well done there for Kieran, but I don't think that'll go into his top two. Just a quick cover-up. Pancho, man, this wave is almost all the way down and off the wall. Look at this.
Pancho's there, finds, I guess you'd call that a doggy door section, and he's in and out, and Pancho hasn't even really started his man-on-man heat right now. He still has another 6 minutes and 40 seconds before he starts man-on-man, so he's just playing with things out there and keeping very busy. Now, Kieran Perot's third wave comes in at a 9.17, his opening wave an 8.33. So,
well, they had to go up on that exchange compared to his first wave, so Kieran Perot is really setting the place on fire here this morning. He's got two big scores. He's got John Florence comboed here. So despite John's talent, it's been the wave selection of Kieran Perot and the really technically perfect surfing on these two quality waves that finds him in a real strong lead.
Yesterday was day number one of three, we think, unless we split days. But 1 of 3, we completed round number 1, 16 heats in round 1, and 8 heats in round number 2. Now we're picking up the action with heat number 9 and 10. Here's the wet sand replay presented by Rockstar Energy Drink, and here's Kieran Perot with another wave.
Yeah, this was the big score here. Actually, that was his last wave. That one's not going into his top two, but he did well to get a quick little cover up there. John Florence, live action here.
John Florence, wave number 5. He's comboed in the situation. This is how you get out of combination situation. Play with the barrel on backdoor, and look at him just hanging tight, staying small.
I mean, that is awesome stuff right there.
Dave, how much of an anchor was he dragging?
He probably just about had his foot out. Classic. And John looks so cool. He just doesn't even care. He's just so, it's such another free surf for him. All he's thinking is, God, there's hardly anybody out today.
Yeah, and I don't want to do math or spelling.
Yeah. John Florence What do you think about this wave, Mike?
Yeah, just take a look at this technique. He really pulls himself back right there, disappears. He's hanging onto the wall right there, controlling his speed. He's obviously learned a lot from Jamie O'Brien, surfing here every day. And, he was in that barrel a long time, real clean little snap here. It's all about that tube time, though. I'm really impressed with his technique out here at Pipe. He's obviously going to be a guy that wins the Pipeline Masters someday. I don't even think it's going out on a limb to say that. He's incredible.
And I'm looking at John right now, and is he okay? Is he going to do a runaround? There's 4 minutes and 19 seconds according to our clock. Oh, is the board okay? Buckled.
Buckled board.
There we go. And hopefully our announcers see that. He's going to need some assistance. He's got a lot of rocker in it right now.
A little extra rocker there.
No purling.
So going to get the leash off real quick, going to get to the beach, and hopefully he's got another board identical to that with a leash, and he'll be moving as fast as he can.
Can we get a replay on that one and try to figure out where he buckled it?
Well, we're still waiting for the score. I believe that was wave number 5. Here he comes. And now time is of the essence. We think he probably got out of combination situation.
Maybe? I would think for sure.
So, yeah.
He got such a long barrel. He's got to be in this heat. It's there's his brother with the backup board, and John saying thanks. See you in a little while. I need another wave. He's going to be in this heat, you guys. His time is going to be ticking, but he's going to be out of the combo spot. Clearly, if he can get out there and get another wave, he's got a crack at this heat.
Yeah, it looks like he might match or come close to match Kieran Pereau's first wave of an 8.33.
Let's take a look and see where that buckle took place.
What's that replay?
I think he might have buckled his board paddling back out after this ride. Let's take a look. We've seen this wave a few times. Incredible surfing from John. How tight he is in that little crouch, grabbing the wall burn. He's able to get so small.
It's a Christmas package.
And let's see here if he breaks it on the off the top. Yeah. Nice little vertical.
See, that's where I'm thinking something.
I don't think
so.
No,
it wouldn't have been there.
No, it's he broke it on the paddle out after that.
Because it is dry reef on the inside.
Yep.
Well, scores are starting to drop. One more score to come through. To be the Hawaiian judge. Australian gives it an 8-0. The South African an 8-0, and one Hawaiian judge is going to drop a score, a 9-0. Yeah, you got to love that. And an 8.33. It matches Kieran Pereau's first wave, and now he needs a 9.17. Now, if a 9.17 gets his score, they would do a third wave countback, and the best third wave would go to John Florence. He has that 6.17. So we've seen stranger things, but there could be a countback unless he gets a 9.18. Here we go in the lineup. Thought we had a surfer in blue going after it. John Florence has been surfing this break half his life. Well, he's 16 years old, really competitive, or at least getting in the lineup and working it since the age of 8.
Well, I've lived here 10 years, so I saw him on my second year here. Is that the way I'm supposed to put it? But I did see John on the first day that he paddled out. And if I remember correctly, somebody else took him out in the lineup.
Was it Mom
John?
John?
Out there. Might have been Mom.
Yeah.
And the two of them sat off to the side, and he just started to feel for where people were paddling, where they were moving around. So,
Mom had him on a surfboard since the age of 2, but in terms of surfing pipe since the age of 8, they waited a while.
Yeah. He was quite the Okai Pumacana surfer.
You know, he at 8 years old and at his size, he can't get on the rides at Disneyland, because they're really, you got to be older. He can't get on the rides at Disneyland, but he can go surf Pipeline.
And he's been out at Mavericks already, too. He's been over there surfing a little bit, and pretty incredible for sure. A very talented young surfer, and you knew this was going to be a great heat. Kieran's obviously real comfortable out here as well, but John putting up a heck of a fight right now. He needs to match Kieran's best wave, that 9.17, if he's gonna win this heat. So
well, the problem is there's less than a minute remaining, and priority going to Kieran Pereau right now. So he's going to need 2 macking waves to come through, get rid of one on Kieran and get that second wave, or at least coax him into it. And time is not on John Florence's side right now. Nonetheless, some stellar surfing. First major competitive event here on the North Shore was the XL Pro up at Sunset Beach at the age of 10, and then entering the Vans Triple Crown at the age of 12. Now 16 years old, getting into this round, putting on quite a show yesterday, and some solid surfing today. An 8.33 and a 6.5 in the scoreline. He needs a 9.17, and time is just about run out. We're going to complete heat number 9 with Kieran Pereau winning and go into a man-on-man situation, priority situation for heat number 10. There we go, and it's a done deal. Unfortunately, he buckled his favorite board, and he comes ashore, and he's got to go do some homework now, but a great job. We're going to be right back with priority in heat number 10 between Pancho Sullivan and Aritz Aranburu. Stay with us as the Billabong Pipeline Masters continues from the North Shore. And welcome back. I believe Pancho Sullivan did try a wave real quick and does not have priority now. So Aritz Aranburu has priority to bring you up to speed on round number 2, heat number 10. It is Sullivan right now in the lead by .260. Also in the water right now, the red heat, no priority. It's Timmy Reyes versus Mark Healy. That should be a great matchup, Mike.
That's a great heat right there. You got the local knowledge and the hard-charging Mark Healy, fearless out here at Pipe. You got the equally fearless Timmy Reyes from Huntington Beach, who's really good out here, especially at Backdoor, Bernie, and that's a great heat in the water. It's very evenly matched. Timmy Reyes has had a pretty good year on the tour this year. He's safely requalified, but he'd be looking for a big result here at Pipe.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at all the heats for the day, it's all pretty incredible. I mean, it's like I say, usually at a certain point, everything looks like a final.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So Pancho Sullivan, 18 years of Vans Triple Crown experience, number 39 on the World Championship Tour. I believe Pancho has said he's calling it quits. This is his final year.
Precisely.
And for Aritz Aranburu, well, at 23 years old, he's ranked number 44 in the CT, number 75 in the QS. So it's a tough job for him to requalify here in his 4th Triple Crown. Timmy Reyes is number 20 in the world. Red and white is the sleeves for Timmy Reyes, number 20 in the rankings on the World Tour, and his 5th Triple Crown. When he first joined the Triple Crown, got onto in 2004, he became the nose guard rookie of the series, rookie of the year. Up against Mark Healy in his 4th Triple Crown appearance, the 27-year-old, the monster here at Pipeline, and a hard charger anywhere he goes, whether it's towing or paddling. He is just one of the best characters in the sport, isn't he?
And look at this wave for Aritz, I believe. Oh, he goes left. He was trying to get to the right, actually, on that wave, you guys, as it shifted. But to your point, Dave, yeah, Timmy Reyes is amazing. It's no surprise to me that he was rookie of the Vans Triple Crown in the past. His surfing is really suited to powerful, heavy waves. He's got really strong lower body and a compact style. A lot of people have compared his surfing to Kelly Slater. And he's an amazing tube rider and absolutely fearless out here at Pipe. I wouldn't be surprised to see Timmy have a great run one of these years and make a final at Pipeline.
Well, don't be surprised to see Timmy Reyes and Mark Healy charging, 50, 60-foot surf
That's
as
for
well.
sure.
They do have a passion like you.
Yeah, I surfed a couple weeks ago with Mark Healy in Oregon at this new slab wave that's absolute crazy wave, and Mark Healy just stole the show. Everyone else was kind of just watching him do his thing, and it was incredible to watch. I mean, absolutely death-defying waves he was surfing, and he was surfing them like it was really fun. It was amazing. That feature will be coming out in Surfer Magazine. There's some amazing shots of Mark Healy on these waves where you're looking into the tube, and he's below sea level. You can't even see him because he's below the reef. The wave's so shallow.
And he does that for what, an adrenaline feeling?
Yeah.
What is the reason for that?
He does it for a medical plant, doesn't he?
There's John with his broken board. He's got to head off to do some homework. But what a great performance from John Florence. Really can't say enough good things about how he surfs out here. And he's got a big, bright future. And going to see years and years of surfing from him out here on the North Shore.
Well, as Kelly Slater saying like 3 or 4 years ago, he goes, just wait till he's in his early 20s. No one will have more experience than John out here. Well, the lineup right now, no waves really on the board for Reyes or Healy, but Sullivan has a 4.0 and a 5.33, and then Aritz Aranburu a 1.9 and a 4.83. So kind of slim pickings. Priority going with our surfer wearing blue and white, and blue and white would be Pancho Sullivan. Pancho, powerhouse surfer, 6 foot, 210 pounds, 35 years of age, lives right here on the North Shore, moved here at the age of 4 from the island of Kauai, now a local up at Pupukea with a beautiful family, his wife and the kids, just a great family man, former 3-time H-Pac champion. Now, H-Pac, what does that mean, Bernie? H-Pac, and it's now kind of dissolved into a different name, but the H-Pac series was what?
That was our local, basically our local series where the guys got their rating points out of Hawaii, and then that mixed them into sort of like our own qualifying series.
Well, an H-Pac champion 3 times over, won the 2006 Peter Whitaker Award on the ASP. Now currently ranked number 39, up against Aritz Aranburu from Zarauz, Spain, the Basque Country, the 23-year-old surfer on his first Grand Tour on the World Championship Tour. 7th-year pro. Aritz in the lineup. Aritz looking for a 4.51, but it is Pancho with priority, and here we go. We've got a wave heading their direction. You can see they paddle off, and to the inside is the surfers in red that don't have priority, so they're going to pick up the scraps.
Yeah, they're just trying to roam around the lineup and pick up, as you say, anything that they can get a decent first score under their belt. Pancho right now, him and Aritz are in the priority heat. Pancho maybe has one keeper in there, that 4.0, so a real low-scoring heat right now. But like I said, now they've got priority. They can sit and kind of wait and really cherry-pick their best waves.
Now, Timmy would love to have anything backdoor. He'd love to have it off the wall, but Timmy would love backdoor. Mark Healy obviously would love pipe, the goofy footer. Yeah. However, did you see on that exchange there, it was Pancho looking at backdoor, but Timmy was looking at a pipe wave right there, and you can split the peak. You can, if you're not in the heat and don't interfere, you can score some points and split the peak. Here we go, very serious Aritz Aranburu here. And without priority, here he goes.
Hey, grabs a nice wave at backdoor, drives through it. This is a huge score if he can get out of it. Aritz just pulled it out of the bag, you guys. That was got to be the best ride so far today.
He gets the claim before he hits the water. Oh, wow, look at this. And a section here that kind of closes out. And Pancho Sullivan. And now the sets look like they're starting to build just a little bit outside. Maybe that...
I think we're getting off of that low tide low. I think that's what's going to start to happen.
So good exchange here for Sullivan and Aranburu. They're really not getting any of those solid scores they want, maybe those keeper scores. There's 12 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in our blue heat, which has priority. And Sullivan's last wave, obviously, it's not going to really help him much. He's trying to replace a 4.0 and hold on to that lead, but watch out for Aritz Aranburu. Mike, what do you think of this wave?
Well, this was an incredible ride. He almost looks like he was going to go left. He grabs the wall here. His nose hit the water for a second, but this was really nice. Able to drive through 2-3 sections there, Bernie. That's well done. He's
little claim on the end, yeah.
Well, Bernie, you claimed a parking spot this morning.
Yes, I did, only because you were directly behind me. So.
Well, you know, we're looking at that wave. It looked like he was trying to take his head off. I mean, he was getting a shower. You're going to see his head get wet there and just about take him down.
Yeah, the first part of that barrel was really tight. He had to work pretty hard to get through it, and then the wave really opened up.
Then it opened up into the shallow.
Real clean along the inside of the reef. We see scores coming through a 9.67, Dave. Big stuff there from Aritz.
He jumps up into the lead now with a two-wave total of 14.50. Pancho Sullivan needs a 9.18 on one wave now.
Almost a combo.
So he's got 11 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Pancho Sullivan now back up against the wall here. Needs a combo of two or needs one big score. It's Pancho Sullivan with priority right now.
Mike, do you think it's the size of the surf this morning that's affecting Pancho?
He's surfing really well.
I know he's looking for something.
Yeah.
You can tell that he's
maybe looking for something that might not be there. But
exactly.
At the same time, he's very experienced in any size out here, and things happen so fast. I mean, I think Pancho was surfing a pretty smart heat, had a few fours under his belt, feeling things out, but things happen so fast that priority was with Aritz, and he got that one quality wave, and that really can be the difference. Pancho's certainly not out of this heat, but basically both of them had backup scores for 30 minutes, and then just like that, Aritz pulls out a near-perfect 10. And, well, it'd be a huge upset if Aritz can beat Pancho here in Pancho's backyard.
I asked Pancho Sullivan a couple of years ago, best pipeline memories, and he's got a couple of them. You know, he's won the backdoor shootout here, the monster qualifying event a couple of times. Also, I said, well, what's your best memory? He says, in 1994, maybe Bernie can back us up on this, but 1994 there was a tsunami evacuation on the North Shore. Well, Pancho stayed and surfed with 3 people out in perfect 8 to 10 foot flawless pipe while everybody else was evacuated off the North Shore.
And Michael Ho and 4 other guys were surfing Sunset all by themselves. See?
And JD, stellar cinematographer, cameraman, said he got the best picture of his life. So how is that? Evacuate the North Shore. Now, it turns out that Pancho Sullivan was the person calling in the tsunami report.
What was the kick was that I remember coming up my driveway and running across the street because the sirens were going off, right?
And you thought it was your car alarm.
That's why I was looking for you. And I'm looking all the way down the highway, a Cam Highway, not one automobile anywhere. Nobody driving anywhere on the North Shore, except for anybody that was in the water, stayed in the water.
Stayed in the water. They're waiting for the tsunami.
Yeah, they sealed it off at the bridge.
We're waiting for tsunami. There's some energy out on the horizon. We'll be right back with the continuation of heat number 10 that has priority in the water. It's Pancho Sullivan needing a 9.18. He needs a tsunami right now. Stay with us as the Billabong Pipeline Masters continues.
Have you acquired target? Trying to lock on now. Just lost visual. Check your 6.
We've let loose our fastest Roadrunner. Roadrunner High Speed Online is zooming across the advanced fiber network, leaving DSL in the dust while you fly online at supersonic speeds.
We just got spanked. Roger that.
Get 2 months free of Roadrunner High Speed Internet. Call Oceanic today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
There you go. That's how we do a break. You got Where'd it come from? Well, it wasn't the tsunami wave. Was it a 9.18? We'll have to wait and see. But we're going to show you what Pancho picked up in between with a little priority. Priority now shifting to Aritz Aranburu, and we're going to take it. Here, what do you think there, Bernie?
It'll definitely replace a 4. Look at this.
Yeah, big steep drop there. Pancho really deep in the barrel. This is the wave he was looking for. Comes out, little mini claim, and check out the power in this turn. Buries the rail there, holds in, beautiful cutback. That's the patented Pancho snap, a really nice tube. You know, he may not get a perfect 10, but he's going to be right back in the thick of things here.
Okay, when you're in that second spot, you want to definitely help your 2-wave total, but it would be really great if he replaces 5.33, obviously.
Well, he's going to easily do that, and he's going to have 7 minutes on the clock, so he has put himself right in this. That has to be, upwards of 8 points at least. So Pancho is going to be looking pretty good. Coming up next there, Dave, it looks like Ben Dunn and Marcus Hickman, another fantastic heat, a local pipe specialist and the young Australian.
Oh, well, there's Ben Dunn right there and the pit boss for Rip Curl, Matty Griggs, and talking through. And you know what he did? He did a lot of talking and assisted Stephanie Gilmore in her run at the Roxy Pro up at Sunset Beach. And,
well, he's really knowledgeable, Matty Griggs. He works with Mick Fanning, Taylor Knox. Pancho Sullivan is the heat he's looking at right now, Ben Dunn, but he does a great job. He travels to all the events on the tour and looks after those guys' needs, and sometimes it's nice to have someone to bounce some ideas off. What board should I be riding? What do you think? Someone that you can really can trust that you have in your corner, and that's what Matty Griggs does for Pancho out there in this heat.
Might pick out just a couple of things in terms of any kind of rip current or how you're going to paddle, and if your first wave on the set, just do this to get in the line. And everything. He really gives great insight.
It's also instilling confidence in your guys, and he knows these guys surfing so well, watches them every day, and he can give really good insight. And Dave, that's a big score for Pancho.
Take a look. Brazilian judge 9-0, and there we go. The other 2 judges, Hawaiian and mainland USA. Would be Jeff Klugel, I believe, with an 8.5. So we'll take a look at an 8.67, and a 5.33. Pancho Sullivan now needs a 5.84. It is Aritz Aranburu, your surfer out of the north coast of Spain, Basque Country, in the lead by 0.50. That close. However, Pancho needs a 5.84 without priority. He's got now 5 minutes and 45 seconds, and here we go. A little energy coming this way. Haven't seen much of Timmy Reyes or Mark Healy. They've been kind of stifled. The guys with priority, first and second, have taken the waves. Remember, they can split the peak, but they haven't found anything they've liked, so they've been spectators for the last 15 minutes.
The consistency of the surf has been down so far in this heat, so that's going to be the case. It happens from time to time. those priority surfers basically getting the first and second wave of the set, and there hasn't been many 3 or 4 wave sets, Bernie, so
No.
that's what's happening.
I got a phone call early this morning about 4:30 from one of the guys that works with us locally on forecasting, and he said you're going to definitely see a lull in the morning because the swell period had dropped off a little bit on the buoy. So I think it's sort of matching up right now, and then it'll come back around again, like we were talking earlier. As this tide starts to fill in, I think it'll push what's out there up.
Well, let's see. Pancho is in need of that score. He's still got plenty of time here. Very experienced surfer out here, but what a great heat on our hands right now between Aritz and Pancho. These guys going back and forth. Each have one score in the excellent range. Having a look right now, it could be Mark Healy looking for a little right-hander here, Bernie. He's in the non-priority heat. He wants to get a start, get a decent little score under his belt, but unfortunately that wave not really cooperating for Mark, just out in front of the barrel there.
No, you're sort of, what would you call it, grasping for straws?
Definitely.
On a wave like
Yeah.
that, because, I mean, that thing is sitting right up on the inside shoal, right up on the reef.
Well, as long as he gets back to the outside and doesn't miss a quality set, he puts himself in a slight advantage. So Mark's pretty comfortable out here with paddling back out at Backdoor. He's had a number of pretty serious injuries out here at Pipe, but he always seems to bounce back really quick.
This is where he lives. This is where he breathes. This
Yep.
is where this is his home. So, and with who he is as a skin diver also.
Yeah, he's an amazing diver. He can hold his breath.
Didn't he just
think
win a
close to about
championship
4
in Mexico?
minutes. I think he did.
Recently, yeah.
He's a true waterman. That's what he is. He was born to be in the ocean, that's for sure.
Were you around the year that he got smacked by a turtle, landed on the turtle shell?
No, I didn't hear that story.
Face of a wave, and he got hit right below the eye, and there was a turtle in the lineup, and he actually hit the shell.
Well, I just remember seeing him more recently in a wheelchair with the leg in a cast. He's either charging or he's limping. We've seen him ride bulls in Mexico. He does a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you talk about an intimate knowledge of the reef. All his diving and swimming and underwater adventures, he's really checked out the Pipe Reef as well, so he knows what's underneath.
He knows every inch of the reef.
Well, look at this opportunity here for Pancho Sullivan, and without priority, it looks like he's going to sneak one in. Can he get a 5.84 on this with 2 minutes remaining?
Well, I think quite easily, you guys. A long barrel there for Pancho, and
was he looking back at the judges, or was he looking back at the beach?
He was looking back at the judges, saying that's how you do it. Really smart surfing there from Pancho. He snuck away a little bit. He knows the reef. He got a long, deep tube ride there. He's looking for a mid-range score, and if I was a betting man, I would think he would. It's not going to be as good as his first one, or as that last one, the 8.67, but I think it'll be enough. Let's take a look at the replay. Paddles in from deep. He snuck away, just pumping through this. He's nicely slotted there, real clean. Second section throws over him. He comes out, little mini claim, and looks back. And able to control his board in the air there, keep it right on his feet. That was pretty cool.
Great flight. And Mike being a pilot right here, noticing that. It's like a wing, and he teetering and taking a look. Bernie, I've got to ask you, looking over here to the right side, this offshore reef here showing some signs of life here, just a little pulses. Now, we are expecting just a little bit minor pickup today.
Yeah, we're going through a little bit of a lull right now, and there was a little bit of a lull on the buoy in the middle of the night. And if you keep an eye to your right, you're going to see the north swell, and if you look way, way down toward Log Cabins, you're going to see pretty much the brunt of the swell, and then we're sort of sitting in the middle.
Sitting in the middle.
Sitting in the middle.
Picking up the scraps right now, but it was a stellar day yesterday. It looks like it's going to be a very competitive day today.
Yeah.
One thing about Pipeline, when it's smaller, a lot of people don't like to surf it. They say it might be more dangerous working with the reef, and just it's not really breaking in the deepest water possible. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, especially Backdoor.
Backdoor will be shallow.
Especially. Yeah, I mean, we saw John, buckle aboard, just going over that section over there. So, you definitely the bigger the better, and I think we've got a ride right now.
We'll take a look, and it is the Aritz Aranburu, and Aranburu needs a 6.17 on this wave, and what an exchange. The score for Sullivan comes through at a 7.17, takes the lead, and Aranburu answering back in the final 30 seconds. Now it's Pancho Sullivan. Tit for tat. Here we go. Sullivan trying to drive. He doesn't know what Aranburu got.
Wow, what a great exchange to end this heat. Aritz, wow, he had a lot of pressure on him there. He picked a really quality wave and got a great tube ride. Came out, grabbed his rail a little bit, but a deep tube there for Aritz. This is going to be a nail biter. We'll wait to let the judges sort it out, but what a great heat, you guys.
That heat has ended, and we move in with priority going to our heat number 11, the red heat. Timmy Reyes and Healy. Healy's got one wave ridden at 1.67. That's all that's happened in the red heat. We're going to have to wait for heat number 10 scores to come through. Sullivan and Aranburu back and forth. What a battle. Remember, Aranburu riding on that 9.67 and trying to get rid of that 4.83. Meanwhile, Sullivan with an 8.67 and a 7.17. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the results and a whole new team. It looks like Adam Blakey and Luke Egan are going to come in and take over the reins. So stay with us as we continue with the Billabong Pipeline Masters from the North Shore.
I can teach somebody to be a